Today, we're diving deep into the incredible rise and the unexpected twists in the career of Tavarish. From the guy who made a name for himself in the world of exotic car buying and restoration, to the one dealing with divorce, drama, and the challenges of high-profile rebuilds. Freddie Hernandez, or as many of you know him, Tavarish, has carved out a niche in the automotive scene by transforming wrecked exotics. Think McLarens, Ferraris, and Lamborghinis into stunning rebuilds. He takes us through the journey, showcasing the effort and creativity involved, all while working with tight budgets and a hands-on approach. He created a dedicated following through his openness, excitement, and daring automotive challenges. As the stakes got higher, the pressures really ramped up. So let's talk about the behind-the-scenes world of Tavarish, who has been open about his personal life. In a recent podcast interview, he shared some personal insights about his marriage and the journey to his eventual divorce. He shared that his girlfriend at the time lived with him in his parents' home, where they spent 3 years in a cozy 100-square-foot room. He wrote, "My wife, then girlfriend, stayed with me when we lived in a 100-square-foot room in my parents' house for 3 years. That kind of hardship is often glamorized in online stories, but he also acknowledges the impact it has." In his video titled "Reveals the Truth," he opens up about how he and his spouse tied the knot after many years together. But eventually, they found themselves drifting apart. Although he hasn't shared the specific reasons for the breakup, the fact that it became public and his openness about the emotional challenges he faced, including moments of depression, shows a transition from just sharing car content to embracing genuine personal vulnerability. This level of transparency can build trust, but it also puts the creator in the spotlight for public scrutiny. When a creator's personal life turns into content, things can get a little fuzzy. Tavarish's openness about his mental health challenges and relationship issues shows that he understands how his platform affects his personal life. But hey, personal pain is just one piece of the puzzle, right? So guys, let's talk about Tavarish for a moment. There's been some chatter in the community, and it seems like some folks are saying that while Tavarish is still great, he's not quite hitting the same quality levels he used to. He seriously never wraps up his projects and is always on the hunt for new ones. During the interview on Road to Success, he opened up about how the rebuilds of high-end exotics ended up costing way more than he anticipated, and the timeline got pushed back, which really impacted the momentum of his channel. This whole rebuild gone wrong situation is a double whammy. On one hand, it's a financial strain, and on the other, it hurts the content because those delays can seriously chip away at audience trust. So let's dive into some intriguing questions about authenticity. We're talking about the value of parts, the return on investment for those rebuilds, and how the time you put in stacks up against the potential for monetization. In a world where creators are mixing ads, content, and revenue like never before, and when a rebuild can set you back hundreds of thousands of dollars, we have to ask ourselves, are we getting the full picture here? Or is it all just a carefully crafted narrative? In his September 2023 podcast appearance, Tavarish took a deep dive into his past. He pointed out that the popular narrative of YouTube build, big thrill skips over the struggles happening behind the scenes, the budget overruns, the emotional toll, and the strain on relationships. He highlighted the connection between his divorce and mental health, noting that when your professional identity is tied to public content, personal crises naturally impact your channel's performance. He mentioned that a key part of his solution is to reinvest in lower-cost projects, concentrate on content he truly enjoys, instead of pursuing bigger and flashier options, and prioritize stability over appearances. It's a turning point that a lot of creators encounter when they shine bright and fade quickly. Here's the key takeaway. You can't keep doing big builds if you're not prepared for the personal cost. That applies to any high-risk entrepreneurship out there. As we dive into the downfall, or maybe it's more of a recalibration of Tavarish, we're witnessing a creator skillfully navigating the complex intersection of ambition, public expectation, and the human cost involved. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome content.